Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is February 18th, and right now we're looking at the infrared satellite imagery. You can see the state of California here. There's the Hawaiian Islands. I got sea surface temperatures overlaid, so you can see the subtropical tap all the way back here associated with this storm system. Some very cold air aloft, a lot of lightning with it. We've got high surf advisories up. We got gusty winds incoming. We got flooding potential all over the place. We got a tornado threat as well, and we've got snow for the higher terrain. And we'll dive into those details as we go through the video this morning. Taking a look at the visible satellite imagery, you can see the sun rising across the Pacific Ocean. Check out our monster out here, and it's got a lot of lightning with it, and you can see the powerful frontal system off the coastline now headed our way. If we take a look at what we've gotten so far with the last storm, you can see some areas up over 2 and 3 inches with this last storm here, kind of priming things for the flooding potential with this next storm. And all the way down in the North Bay area got hit pretty well, and down towards Santa Cruz, the higher terrain, especially on the central coast. And we even got some down across Southern California. You saw the models with that. We're not quite sure what to do with that last system, but it did bring some light rainfall here down towards the western portions of the transverse ranges, and even a little bit down towards Oceanside, even in some Los Angeles metro here as well. And potential for strong gusts, it does exist across much of the state here. This is today, and even stronger on Monday as that low pressure system starts to move towards the coastline, increasing the pressure gradient. We got high wind watches up right now. South winds 25, 35, gust to 50 here, northern Humboldt coast on exposed headlands. This is from late tonight through Monday night. And you can see that high wind watch there. We got high wind, actually some warnings across some of the higher terrain in Southern California as well. We got flood watches all over the place, winter storm warnings, advisories. We got high surf advisories. It's just, we got the fruitcake look again here today, folks. And this is day one excessive rainfall outlook, Central Coast all the way down through Southern California. The storm is going to pack a punch. You can see how it does include some of the foothills of the Sierra Nevada and the interior valley areas here in the Bay Area and north of the Bay Area as well. And day two, something similar. This is as we go on in through Monday. Some convective potential here across the Central Valley, and we got moderate down across Southern California as well. And again, the foothills will be targeted here. Rather high snow levels, but where you do get the snow, it's going to come fast and furious and pile up. Day three, slight all the way down through Orange County here, and we'll talk about more of that later. And by the way, I may be headed down here today, and I'll be chasing some of that tornadic activity potentially tomorrow as well. And I might check out some of the big wave action on the coastline. But you can see day three, excessive rainfall outlook all the way down through Southern California again, and kind of the token marginal here as we go through day four as the system moves out on Wednesday. So again, across the higher terrain, check before you go. We'll look at some of the webcams here towards the end of the video, but you can see some major and extreme impacts are possible with these higher snow levels, though it's going to be coming fast and furious. I saw Donner Pass was kind of zero visibility at times last night as well. This is San Francisco. We've got flood watches. A lot of these go through about 10 a.m. Wednesday here, so heads up for that. This does include much of the state. We got high surf advisories up and down the coastline, and some big breaking waves possible, some beach erosion, some local flooding, and we got wind advisories. Check it out above 900 feet. This does include the Bay Area and Sacramento as well, and some of the higher hills near the Bay Area, I should say. Gusts 45 to 69 miles per hour above 900 feet, and some gusts to 57, below 900 feet here. And again, you can kind of see the fruitcake look at things here. Just got advisories and warnings all over the place. And Southern California, especially across the higher terrain, some big winds incoming here, some big snowfall, and some isolated totals to 10 inches in some of the mountain ranges, including the coastal ranges here, the Central California coastline, and all the way down through the Santa Ynez into the transverse ranges as well. So all kinds of crazy stuff. So much to talk about. Winter storm warning above 6,000 feet for the southern Sierra Nevada. Check out how they bumped up some of these totals. 1 to 3 feet from 6 to 7, and 3 to 5 feet above 7,000 feet. So, keep that in the back of your mind. I know I have a lot of viewers that live off in the backcountry here of the Sierra Nevada. This is looking at the severe thunderstorm threat on Monday. Look at this. We got a slight risk. It includes Stockton, Modesto, and up towards Sacramento. We'll look at that more here in a moment. But this goes through about the noon hour through 7 p.m. on Monday. And some gusty winds, some torrential rainfall, and a tornado threat exist with this severe weather potential. Here's total precipitation. Heaviest Tuesday and Tuesday night. Lesser amounts across San Diego County versus what's going to happen across some of the transverse ranges here. But you can see some heavier amounts are possible here for the higher terrain, especially of the Los Angeles County, and of course Ventura and Santa Barbara County are going to be targeted here especially. And not much rain, as you see, for Joshua Tree and for places off to the east, no Mojave Desert. But we have winter storm warnings. This is Las Vegas National Weather Service. Again, across the higher terrain, you can see the White Mountains generally above 8,000 feet. This goes all the way on in through Wednesday morning. Just a heads up for anybody off in the backcountry who might be planning to go off in the backcountry. And of course, we got big waves incoming here. You can clearly see our storm. This is about as I'm speaking right now. And you can see this wave action coming in as we go through the day today and continuing on through tomorrow morning. There's going to be, high tide is tomorrow morning for many of the coastal areas. So that could be an interesting time for the potential of some coastal erosion and some localized beach flooding out there as well. Now, taking a look at 500 millibar temperature, you can clearly see, I like to show the upper levels of the atmosphere here, and you can see that cold air associated with our storm, and it kind of hangs out here for a bit. Atmospheric river activity into the central coast and into Southern California, and some of that's going to become convective here, and will be a bit more hit and miss, but wherever it does train over, you can have some significant flooding concerns as we go all the way on in through the day Tuesday. Then you can see our storm finally pivot through the area as we go through the day Wednesday, and our cutoff low that we've been watching here for a few days is going to drop down off the coastline as well. We'll worry about that as we go. And waters are quite warm, abnormally so here so far for this time of year. So that's just going to add to some of that instability with the convection rolling in here over the next couple of days. And this is the European lightning flash density potential. This is the most recent European. You see, this is about 10 a.m. today. And as we go through 11, noon, 1, 2, 3, 4 p.m., you can see some of these thunderstorms starting to get into the Bay Area here as we go through this afternoon and evening and kind of hanging out here up down the central coast all the way in through tomorrow morning. And then as we go on in through Monday here, we keep this lightning potential ongoing with some severe storms possible across some of the valley areas here as well. And then as we go towards Tuesday, we're going to keep that thunderstorm threat here across much of the state, as well as it even starts to include Southern California as we go on into Tuesday night into Wednesday. Now, taking a look at composite reflectivity on the high-resolution rapid refresh. Let's look here. So this is about noon today. There's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. You can see some of these heavier bands of precip across Northern California all the way down through the Bay Area, and these can drop some pretty significant amounts of rainfall in a short period of time. You can have localized flash flooding conditions, urban and small stream flooding. You see some of these very heavy bands moving towards Sacramento here as we go through tonight, and it continues on in through the overnight hours into tomorrow morning. Look at some of these cores just moving across the area. And then we set the stage for the severe threat on Monday with, again, about some very heavy convection will be rolling through on Monday at times. And again, some of these cells could be tornadic. So heads up with that. Eyes on the sky as we go through the day Monday. And you can see the low just continue to spin off the Northern California coast and continue to feed some of this instability back into the state all the way on in through Tuesday. Now, this is the National Blended Models, kind of a more broad brush. You can see the precipitation arriving this afternoon, hanging out this evening, really hammering the central coast and some of the transverse ranges here, and then the low pressure you can see spinning as we go through Monday, and that's going to be when the severe threat is there, and the precipitation just continues. Now, looking at day one, we do have the thunderstorm potential here today, but day two, look at that slight risk here. Sacramento, dab smack in the middle of it, and look at this. We got a 5% chance of tornado risk, so with any given 25-mile radius, you have about a 5% chance of actually getting a tornado here. So pretty intense odds here. I think this is the first 5% two-day outlook here ever issued here in the state of California. It's only been out for a few years now, or maybe a couple years. I don't remember exactly, but it's pretty significant tornado risk right now. And you can see in some of the profiles, we have nice turning in the atmosphere with the southeast winds turning southerly and then southwesterly, and a nice Cape profile is there as well. So yeah, we have some 25, 30,000 foot supercells rolling around the Central Valley there with a tornado threat ongoing through Monday. This is looking at the North American model, and you can see the tornado threat possible hazard type there as well. Nice turning low-level hodograph there, and some pretty robust low-level Cape. Doesn't show up too much in this one, but some of these values are up over 100, which means you got the low-level updrafts going on pretty good here. So again, you got the tornado threat on Monday. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station, click on that link down below to save 10% off. It's got a great smartphone app for you, updates every 3 seconds. Now, looking at the Snowville forecast, you can see we bump these up as we go through this evening. Then they start to drop back down as we go to tomorrow morning. They hover between 5 and 6 A little bit lower than what they were forecasting here. The upper level low is kind of chilly here. So they will drop below 6,000 feet at times, and just have that in the back of your mind. Don't expect the snow levels to remain above 6 the entire time. And if we look at some of the past, the webcams up here, look at Donner Summit. I mean, there's some compact snow and ice on the roadways out there, and there is lots more to come here. So definitely check before you go here, folks. There is lots more snow incoming. Now, looking at total precipitation in inches, we're just going to let this play through and look at the Central Coast just getting hammered as we go through tonight into tomorrow morning. Transverse ranges picking up big amounts. And again, some of the foothills of the Sierra Nevada are going to be under the gun here as well. When you're below the snow level out there, this is going to be falling as rain and could be causing some flooding concerns. We scroll all the way on in through Wednesday afternoon. You can see the big amounts across some of Santa Barbara and Ventura County. I know there's some evacuation warnings already ongoing there right now. They're trying to warn the general public, but you can see another big round of precip incoming. And a lot of this is going to fall as snowfall across the higher terrain for the Sierra Nevada, thank goodness. Now, looking at total snow in inches, let's just play this through, and you can see, we've been playing this the last few days here, but, decent snowfall amounts, especially across the higher terrain, but, it's staying there. This isn't going to get down towards 3,000 and 4,000 feet in the snow levels, at least it's not forecast to. And now here we go, 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook all the way through February 27th, kind of keeping us above average here. We'll see how that turns out. And as we go to 8 to 14 day temperature, it looks like we might start to get a northwest flow here and kind of get a pattern change rolling in. And it could be nice for mountain snows here across a lot of the Cascades all the way down through California as well. So we'll be watching that over the next few days. This is 8 to 14 day precipitation through March 2nd, above average for much of the west. And this is that risk of heavy snow from about the end of February here. And it does have that moderate here for some of the Cascades all the way down through the Sierra Nevada. So cross your fingers for that. We can continue to build the snowpack all the way on in through March. But anyway, I'm probably going to head down today, so I'm going to get packed and get ready and head on down to California. I'll be live streaming here probably at some point today and definitely tomorrow when I'm out there chasing that tornado threat. And then I may go out Tuesday morning to check out some of the wave action on the coastal areas as well. We'll see how that goes, but I'll keep you updated. Hopefully you can join in for those live streams and ride around with me in the car across portions of California. And maybe I'll even see a few of you out there on the road. But anyway, hope you guys are liking these videos. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this again probably tonight in a live stream, and if not, for sure tomorrow. And I will talk to you guys then.